Long, long ago, when the earth was young, the Navajo gods met in the Hogan of creation. They painted the sun and the moon on the new sky, and they divided day from night. But they noticed that the night still looked dark and bare, even with the luminous light of the moon. As they debated over what to do, Black God, the god of fire, arrived in the doorway. He was dressed all in black, with a buckskin mask charred by sacred flames, a crescent moon on his forehead, and a full moon for a mouth. Attached to his ankle was a small cluster of twinkling stars, the likes of which the gods had never seen before. Curious, they asked Black God what they were. Without saying a word, Black God walked slowly around the hogan. As he reached the north side, he stopped and stamped his foot hard on the ground. All the stars in his ankle sprang, sparkling, to his knee. Then he went in turn to the east, south, and west, stamping his foot each time. From his knee, each star leapt to his hip, up to his shoulder, and finally onto his temple. And there they remain to this day, painted in pride of Black God's buckskin mask. The other gods were filled with amazement. "What are these strange crystals?" they asked in delight. "They are beautiful," Black God answered. "They are called stars." The gods debated among themselves, and then they quickly agreed. They asked Black God to make more, to sprinkle into the deep, dark night sky, to make it more beautiful. So Black God pulled out a pouch that he carried always, made from the finest fawn skin and filled with countless crystals. From the pouch he took out a single crystal that shone brightly. He reached up and he placed it ever so carefully in the north sky. This became North Fire, the star that guides travelers and keeps them safe. Near North Fire, Black God placed the crystal figures of a man and a woman. These were revolving male and revolving female, set to circle forever around North Fire. Their spinning path would mark the shape of a hogan, with North Fire as the heart of the home. Next, Black God turned to the east, south, and west, decorating the sky with patterns. Man with feet spread apart, rabbit tracks, and horned rattler. Each one was placed precisely and perfectly. After this, he fashioned a copy of the pattern of stars at his temple, and he placed them too in the sky. Reaching once more into his pouch, he pulled out thousands of tiny crystals, and with a flourish he scattered them across the dark sky. After Black God had finished filling the sky with star patterns, he placed some of his own fire in the heavens to light up the stars. The other gods gasped in admiration. The sky was so beautiful. Just as Black God sat down to admire his work, the trickster Coyote appeared, bent on making mischief. "What have you been doing here?" Coyote cried. "No one asked my opinion. You should have waited for me." "See for yourself," Black God replied. "We have created patterns in the skies and rules for people to follow. We didn't need your help." Then Black God sat down and was about to place his precious pouch under his foot for protection. "We'll see about that," said cunning Coyote. He grinned wildly and reached over and snatched the pouch away. Coyote opened the pouch and blew the rest of the crystals far and wide across the sky. They fell as thousands of scattered stars, shimmering and tumbling in a jumble of light and disorder. Laughing, Coyote looked at the pouch and found one last crystal. "This will be my own star," he said, and he mimicked Black God and reached high in the sky and carefully placed the star in the south. Now the skies are truly beautiful. And this is how the stars came to be as they are today. The patterns so thoughtfully placed by Black God bring order and guidance to people on earth. But the rest of the sky is filled with chaos and disorder, apart from the Coyote star. For the Navajo, these two aspects of the night sky reflect the balance between order and chaos of life itself.